guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today what I wanted to do is hang out with you guys in my beauty room and talk about a topic that I get asked a lot about. And it's usually some of my most popular videos because you guys love the conversation about goal setting, about how to goal set, about how I do it, the best tools to do so. So I've got a bunch of my favorite planners, I've got a bunch of my favorite dream board tools, and a couple of cool tips and tricks along the way that might help you guys a ton. So if you guys aren't already following along on Instagram, I already shared a couple of these things on my IG stories today, and I will pop that up on the screen right here for you guys. So without further ado, let's jump into this. So starting with like books and stuff like that I don't know if you guys have heard about these books. Some of them you definitely have, and some of you guys have been messaging me about them, asking if the new versions of them are out yet. So I will start with some that you guys might not know, and just things like, I feel like this is in the right order too if you want to work on a dream board, to start by just doing like a brain dump and figuring out what you actually want out of life, like what your actual goals are. So one book that I got off of Amazon is called Life by Design. It's by Miranda Hersey, and it's 52 lists, questions, and inspirations of finding your happiness. It's a little tiny book, and I love it, especially for goal setting. It's super cute inside as well. So the other book that I wanted to mention was The Desire Map by Danielle Laporte. The reason why I love this book is not just the actual book itself, because it's actually like half of it is a book, the other half is a workbook. And the thing that I love about it the most is the audiobook. It's so peaceful. I don't know if you guys are like me, but when you listen to an audiobook and the person is way too, especially first thing in the morning, which is when I listen to my audiobooks, it's just too much. Like, I just can't do it. And she has the most soothing voice, and she takes you through like guided meditations and thoughts on what you want to achieve out of life and what you truly desire. And I know that she has a planner also. So if any of you guys have tried her planner, please let me know in the comments down below. I will of course share my planner with you guys, but I'm interested. Like, I always love to explore different ways of planning. Now, in terms of workbooks, this is like the king of all kings, queen of all queens, your best year books. So this one's the business one, this one is the life one, and yes, I do realize that it says 2018, but Lisa Jacobs, I can't find the 2019 one, and that's what you guys have been messaging me about, because I always talked about, I have the 2017 one, I can see it over there in my bookshelf. I love it. Now I will tell you guys, if it's still available on Amazon for 2018, it doesn't change that much year over year. It's just a fresh book for you to be able to work through your goals. So get the 2018 one, it's still amazing. I used both last year and I'm still working through them, and they're just, like, you can see how used they are. This is actually what I read and go through the most when I'm on the airplane. So your best year 2018, if it's still on Amazon, get it. It's one of my favorite workbooks, and it really does help with that whole concept of like, what do I actually want to achieve? Like, what are my goals? And on that note, I just got this book by Roseanne Baker, and it's called Glamify Your Goal. Challenge yourself to achieve one epic goal in just 90 days, workbook and planner inside. So exciting. So I figured I would share a couple of these things with you guys, and these are books that I actually use. Now, in terms of my all-time favorites, obviously Your Best Year is my favorite, but in terms of something that you can read to actually help you, I hate this question when people ask me, how do I get motivated? I'm like, I used to ask myself that all the time, and what I found was that motivation isn't just gonna hit you over the head one day. Like, you have to be able to generate it yourself, and from that consistency and from that action, then you'll find the motivation within that. But it really needs to start with momentum. And so what I found was just setting that shorter time frame goal and stopping with this whole idea of like, I have so much time to achieve my goal, because you don't. Like, yes, you might be young, or yes, you might, be looking at the year ahead and thinking you have all of 2019. And then December comes and we're like, oh my gosh, what did I do this year? Which is why this was my favorite book for 2017, 2018, and it is still my favorite book for achieving goals. And it's what I share with all of my coaches, and it's what they go through to achieve their goals. And I truly think that it's one of the reasons why I see such success on my team and with my girls that are building their own business, because we followed this step. So I will show you. Now, the book is called The 12-Week Year. This it's so like grimy and used, and I think that's a good sign of like a book when there's like, and it's all used and everything, it means it's good. So I've probably read this, I want to say like 5 times, and I've listened to the audio probably 10 times. It's a really good book. And the audio, if you guys have ever listened to the audio or you're about to, I just want you guys to laugh with me. There's a part like in the first chapter and I literally laugh into stitches every single time he says it. He goes, "Run, fat bitch, run." And I just like, I die. And you'll see the context in the book. It's not offensive, right? It's just so funny. It's hilarious. I literally die. And it's because it's like this old man that's reading it. It's so funny. So it's by Brian P. Moran. Get more done in 12 weeks than others do in 12 months. So it's the 12-week year, so you condense your goals. Now, in terms of new, they just launched this. So I'm about to dive into this. It's a 12-week year field guide. So it's actually like a planner / workbook. I love workbooks because there's one thing to like be said about a book where you can follow along and read, which is cool. But actually like doing the activities and implementing, that's the problem, is if you're just buying books and collecting them and they're collecting dust and they're not really, you're not putting anything into action, then that's how you might not be seeing that momentum, which leads to motivation. So with that said, like now that you've kind of laid out your foundation and maybe like use one of these to figure out what you actually want out of life, I'll tell you guys how I do it. So the first thing that I've always done, and I do this every single year, I usually start around my birthday and it has to be done by the time January 1st rolls around. So my birthday's in September. And then by January 1st, I usually like to have this done. This year I was actually on time. So I always make a vision board. I've done this for the past 5 years, and it's really cool. When I go back and look at the one 5 years ago, I actually showed this to my coaches and I had like a bunch of check marks on all the things that I achieved, and most of the things were achieved. The one that was the main focus like 4 years ago, which was to buy our dream home. It's scary how much resemblance there is to this house. Like there's things like our couch and the staircase, and there's certain things that just completely came to fruition, which is really cool. But the reason why I think that the way that I do a vision board works is because it's in front of me every single day. It's my desktop. So I'll be super transparent with you guys and show you the one that I have for this year. I'll just screenshot my desktop or like take a video of my desktop and like superimpose it so you guys can see it. But I will include anything from travel to goals that Andre and I have right now. One of our biggest goals that you guys are very well aware of is to buy a house in Walt Disney World in Golden Oaks. So that's a huge part of our dream board. Income goals, travel goals, things that we want to experience as a couple, relationship goals, just all sorts of different stuff that we, want to have in our lives, either financially, it can be material things, or just like relationship wise. Like I have a lot of photos this year on my vision board that represent just like really solid friendships, and traveling with my girlfriends, and the girls on my team are some of my best friends. So that's really what it represents for me. And so I would say that would be like my biggest tip to give you, is have it in front of you. It's one thing to make a cute vision board, but if it's not in front of you every single day, then it's not at the forefront of your mind. So with that said, if you would like more of a tangible vision board, let me tell you my idea. So there's a reason why this thing is behind me. I got this at HomeSense, which is similar to Home Goods if you guys are in the States. HomeSense is in Canada. We also have Winners, TJ Maxx, Marshalls, like those types of stores. So that's where I got it. And it was like 25 bucks. And I thought it was so cute. And it has these little clips. So what I was going to do was put it up on the wall and use all those little clips to have photos of like the things that I wanted to achieve. So like I was going to pull some pictures from the vision board I had already made, or maybe pull a couple different inspirational photos and switch it up and put them up there. And as I achieve them, maybe put like that happened and like the date that it happened or whatever. Or even, I think a really cool way to do it would be to print them in Polaroid form, so that it just kind of looks like vintagey. So that's an idea for you guys if you have like a little, either a bulletin board or like a clipboard or something like that. I think it's a really cool way to do it. The other thing that I've been doing, I'll show you guys my planner, my calendar, and the tools that I use for this. I've already mentioned this I think I was talking to you guys about Valentine's Day gifts. I don't even know how this came up, but we're gonna dive in deeper. And if there's any of these that you guys wanna jump into further, I can do a full video on planning, how I fill out my planner, like a plan with me video, but I wanted to do a general overview of goal setting. So obviously my main tools that I always have are a notebook, a planner, a calendar, and then I have my iPad. So I'll go through that with you guys. So one thing that I have right now is this calendar, and you guys are going to see this in a video in the next coming month of these X's and what they represent. But every single day what I'm doing is I'm basically writing out like the 3 things that I feel are going to get me closer to that big dream goal that I have, that big goal that's on my vision board that I'm like, oh my gosh, I really want to achieve that. And not necessarily something in terms of like finances, or just something that really means a lot to me. And the 3 things that I can do daily that get me closer to that, even if it's like one little morsel closer, just working towards that goal. And then every day putting in a big ass X on the sticky note and just putting that every single day. So it's simple, but it's freaking effective. And you can do this in terms of fitness as well, which is what this calendar is for. I have 2 calendars, one for wellness and fitness and one for business and goals. So that's the calendar. That's also from HomeSense. And my planner that I'm using right now, that I actually love. And you guys, I needed to mention these. I mentioned them in another video, but I just got another pack. These pens are freaking everything. So if you care about pens, which I do, they're like little felt tip markers. They're called fine liner color pens, 0.4 millimeters. I'll link them down below. They're from Amazon, super well priced. And I just got like a bigger bundle because Andre kept stealing them. And that is what I use for my notebook and my planner. So the planner that I've been using is the high performance planner. I don't even know if you guys can see that. And every single day I will write out my to-do list, my calendar, my schedule, my morning mindset, my evening journal, and it just keeps me on pace for the day. So that being said, like I track every single day, I track my goals every single day, and it does, like the goals never escape me, if that makes sense. Like the whole concept of that 12-week year, like it doesn't, I don't let it be all the way down the road, I stay on it. So I feel like this all kind of ties into like vision board, dream board, and goal setting. The other thing that I would say in terms of like digital planning, I'm really covering all bases here. I didn't think there was any point in showing you guys my notebooks. If you guys want to see some really cool notebooks, because I can see them over there from when I filmed my last video, in my Valentine's Day gift ideas video that I did 3 or 4 days ago, I showed you guys like my favorite notebooks that I'm loving. So one app that I use, talk about how cute my pop socket and everything is. Oh my god, I love it. So my favorite app for planning has always been, like I would say for the last 5 years, is called Awesome Note. That's what I use. That's what's on my planner, or I just use the notes section on my phone. Now, in terms of my iPad, I did not get an iPad Pro. I have just the regular iPad, and I got the Apple Pen, or is that, if that's what it's called, the Apple Pen? Yeah. I tried to get a knockoff pen off of Amazon, you guys. Don't do it. Just listen to me on that. Don't do it. It doesn't work. None of them are as good as the Apple Pen. So one thing that I did is I went on Etsy and I got a planner, and I'll show you guys what it looks like. Oh, I'm at like 2% on my iPad, but I want to show you guys. And then you put it, what you do is you download it as a PDF and you put it into the Good Notes app. I'm pretty sure you have to pay for the Good Notes app, but the planner's like really, really cute. So the way that it works is I can like have like my notes here, and then there's all these tabs for like projects, life goals, blank, habit tracker, expenses, meal plan, cleaning, and then there's every single month. So it really does look like a planner. So if you're someone that loves planners and loves to buy stickers and all that, but you feel like you're wasting your money, or you're just running out of stickers all the time and you're losing your planner and it's just hard to carry it with you, this could be a really good solution. So you don't need the iPad Pro to use the pen. That was a question that I had. I felt like it was just super excessive to get the iPad Pro when all I use my iPad for is that planner and watching movies on the airplane, watching Real Housewives on the airplane. That's it. That's all that I use my iPad for. So buying the Pro just didn't make sense for me, but the pen was a necessity for me. So that's all in all what I personally do to plan out my month, to plan out my year, to actually achieve my goals. I love talking about this stuff with you guys. It's like what I nerd out about. I love a good planner, and I love a good goal setting book. So if you guys know any good workbooks or good goal setting books, please share them in the comments down below. If you guys like these types of videos, give it a thumbs up. And if you guys want me to go in deeper to a plan with me video, or exactly how I plan on my iPad, or in my planner or my calendar, please let me know in the comments down below, and I will make sure to do that. And tomorrow what I'm thinking of doing is doing a chill coffee talk with you guys and kicking off the podcast. So I will see you guys tomorrow in the next video, and I love you guys, and don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you then. Bye, dudes.